Hey guys, what's going on? No Glasses Brad back again. That means I just woke up. But I want to do a movie review today because I didn't get a chance to sit down and properly like record it on the computer. And this isn't too bad when I sit down and do it on here. So I'm just sitting down. I'm gonna review this today. I watched a movie called No Escape on Netflix the other day with my mom. She stopped by, stayed the night for one night, and we watched it. And the first thing I'm going to tell you, so I can get right into spoiling the movie, um, if you don't want to be spoiled by it, if you don't care, you can just, you know, if you don't want to be spoiled at all, you can just, listen to what I have to say right here. But it's such a great suspenseful movie. That's very hard to say real fast. Owen Wilson does a great job in a drama role. I want to see more of this from Owen Wilson because I think he did a really good job. And you can see, like, it seeps through his comedy because there is a couple parts in the movie where he's trying to, have fun because his kids are starting to get a little scared halfway through the movie, and he kind of cracks a joke and kind of gets everybody laughing and kind of back into being a family again. And then something happens, and guns starts going off, and they have to move again. But yeah, the movie is good. You see Owen Wilson for what he is. He is a great actor, and I think this shows his range, and he can do these kind of drama movies. And I think we're going to see him in more roles like this because I think this movie was really well done. And maybe if somebody didn't like it that well, if maybe somebody didn't like it like all the way, I think there was parts in there that really do show what he can do in a drama role. So I don't know who the mom was. She looked familiar, like she'd been in something else, and I didn't really get a chance to look it up or anything. So, but she was pretty good too. I mean, there's moments that you always complain about movies, but I think there's certain roles, and this movie was like hard. Like the kind of movie it was extremely hard. So now I'm going to start spoiling the movie. So this is the time that you want to shut off the video if you don't want to be spoiled. And this video is not going to be super long, but it's going to be long enough to explain and talk about the movie. But No Escape was basically about these people going to another country, and I believe it was China, but I'm not sure. It's somewhere near Vietnam. I don't know where it is, but it's an Asian country. That I all know, and it didn't really go into detail. It could have been Thailand, maybe too. But it's something about these Americans, and you find out later on in the movie. So I'm kind of going to spoil something that happens, but at the beginning of the movie, when it starts to happen, you hear him say something about Americans, blah, 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 and they're grabbing this guy that you think is Kenny Rogers. I know you're not going to understand this, but there's an Asian guy that calls himself Kenny Rogers. So when you watch the movie, you understand. But you think it's that guy. I'm just going to not spoil that for you, though, is that he is not dead. And Pierce Bronson, you see him too, and you kind of think he dies early in the movie, but he doesn't die. He comes back and he helps you at the end of the movie. Both of them do. Then you got, but when that happens, it's basically they're wondering why, and it's kind of about America or other countries. Because Pierce Bronson plays like kind of a trying to how to explain that because they don't really explain what exactly he is. So I think he's kind of like British intelligence or something that came in, and he's trying to either start it or stop it. Yeah, I think he's trying to stop it because they know it's getting restless in the country. Because America, what's going on, and he explains it kind of in the movie, the exact same way, is that all these countries are helping them build their infrastructure, basically, and then there's such a poor country that when they can't pay anybody back, then basically that country like begins to own them, and you see more and more of a presence, and that's what happened in this movie. And the country gets mad, and the people rise up and they start to revolt against any American they see or outsider, a foreigner that they see. So that's what happens. And basically, they target this one hotel at first, but then they're just going all across the country and that city that they're in, and they're just killing any foreigner they see. But there's a lot of times which it doesn't make sense because they're killing their own people. So I'm like, I don't know if it's the ones that support the Americans and they know that they're like selling like Coca-Cola products or something like that. I have no idea. But there's some point where they're killing their own people, so it's kind of confusing at some points during the movie. But it's so intense. It's one of those movies where sometimes there's not a lot of dialogue, or if there is dialogue, it's like very little, and because they're hiding from people, they can't really talk too much because they're hiding from people. But there is dialogue in the movie. It's not like a super like diluted dialogue because at the end they talk a lot, at the beginning they talk a lot, in the middle they talk a lot. But there's just spots in the movie where there's no talking because they're trying to hide from people. But so yeah, a really really intense movie. I started watching it and had to stop for a while because me and my wife went somewhere real quick, came back, and we watched it. Watched the rest of it. It was a really good movie. It was kind of brutal. There was some parts in the movie, like there was one part where it was there was almost going to be a rape, but I don't think it went all the way. So it almost went there, and it was. This is kind of a thing that I remember back, like in the older movies, like Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like this kind of stuff happened all the time. Like there was like really dark and gritty stuff, and now it seems like it's kind of starting to come back, like little bit at a time. And I think that I'm not saying that I want that kind of thing in a movie all the time, but if someone is really like if the scene sets itself, like The Purge and stuff like that, like there should have been stuff like this in The Purge, because honestly, it would be happening. If The Purge happened, it would happen. I'm telling you right now. You know how people are in America, and you know how they would be crazy. There would be people on the streets doing. There would be people having sex in the streets, and there are people getting tortured in the streets. It would happen. It's America. People were sick. Anyways, that's why when things in this movie happen, it's like I'm not surprised because it should happen, and it's more realism I think added to the movie. There is some things that you're like, oh, okay, come on, like they're jumping from building to building in one scene, but it does realistically, you probably could jump across that little area in the movie. So I'm not totally, but then there's a part where he's throwing his kids over to the next building, and I'm like, I don't know about that. That's a little bit unrealistic. Like, I don't know if I could throw my child that far. I would probably fail. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to drop one. And see, that would have been more realistic if he would have threw, like, his oldest child, and she would have fell, but somebody, like, caught her down below or something. Like, I think that would have been more realistic, but, they got to get the movie across. But I guess it's more of a adrenaline rush thing that he, was able to do it, probably, I guess. I don't know idea. But, I mean, it's a really, really good movie. If you have time, it is available on Netflix. No Escape. It kind of caught me by surprise because I'm going past and I'm like, whoa. And I kind of stopped on it and I'm like, this is on Netflix already? Like, it didn't do well in the movies, in the theaters, because it looked like a really good movie from the previews. I mean, if anybody remembers the previews for this movie, it was basically, you gotta trust me, and then they're jumping, and you see all these crazy Asian, people. Well, like I said, I don't know I'm just gonna call them Asians, whatever. They were chasing them, and they were like jumping on. Actually, in the trailer, you didn't really see what ethnicity they were. Really, I don't think you got to see that. You just seen these people like dressed like kind of rugged, chasing them. So you didn't really know what country they're in, but you knew it was like a third world country or a country that's kind of rough, like Thailand or you knew you just seemed like a rough country Like it wasn't like something like America or Paris or something like that. It looked really really rough. It could have been England, like the way they showed it, but then I think you saw like Asian symbols and Japanese symbols and stuff everywhere. So anyway, um, yeah, pretty good movie. I don't know what else to say about it is that all the actors did a pretty good job. Even the kids, they weren't really bad. I don't think actors. The kids were. There's a couple parts where though that well I know she had drops her stuffed animal at like and it wasn't even very far into the movie. Like she had this animal that she dropped on the airplane, and then Pierce Brosnan picks it up and gives it to her and everything. And you know that's like a really important stuffed animal for her because she's like freaking out because of it and everything. She drops it like in like a little bit into the movie when they start chasing them, and she had to lose it. And it makes sense that she would have wanted to go back and get it, but the parents are like, "No, you can't. Leave it. We'll get you another one." And she's like, "I don't want another one." And she's messing about it. Like when they get up to kind of a safer area and they're talking more about it, she's still depressed about the stuffed animal. So it's cool that they dove into those little things like that because that actually would happen. And like I said, I give a lot of credit to the person who did this movie, who directed whatever. I don't know who did it, but they did a great job at putting those little bitty things in there that probably would happen. A lot of realism in the movie, I think. And there may have been some unrealistic things in the movie, but I mean, still, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty good movie. I think if anyone wants to check it out, definitely check it out on Netflix. No Escape, really, really good. I thought it was really, really cool. I thought it was awesome. There was one part in the movie I think where my Netflix like shut off, but I think that was just on my end. But yeah, really good movie. Pierce Bronson's in it. Like he doesn't have a major role, so mostly it's just Owen Wilson and his family. The two girls. There's like a little girl that's probably around 5, and then there's probably another girl that's around like 10 or a little older than that. And they play, the only annoying part is at the end. There's like an ending, and like the 10, 12-year-old's acting like a little baby, basically. And I was like, oh god, I hate when kids act like that. So it was like going to turn off to me at the end. I was like, just in the movie. Like, is something going to happen? Like, did they get killed at the end or something? Or the next country's doing the same thing? Kind of thought that at the end. But the ending is really, really cool. I'm not going to give it away because I don't really need to give that ending away. So if you want to check out the ending is super intense. Let's just say they're on a boat, and it gets a little intense because both countries spot them. Well, I mean, yeah. Both countries spot them. That's what I'll give away, and you don't know what's going to happen. So it's a really, really good ending. They don't die. I'll tell you that they don't die, but it's really, really cool ending how it ends. Because it's so funny that that's in the world we live in, and even the when you say a 3-letter word in today's world, it still sends tremors through your body. Even though some butthole across the ocean right now is trying to start one with us. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Thank you for watching the video today, and I am going to put thumbnails up. I kind of didn't do it like the last couple days, but I'm probably going to go back and put thumbnails on it. One of the processes I'm going to be doing for my videos too is going back and seeing which videos are complete garbage and reshooting them as well, because some of the older ones like are really crappy. I know like the Back to the Future and the Dark Knight trilogy. Like I'm going to re-review all those movies again and make the quality like so much better, because I know I did them like a long time ago, and even some of the videos I did like ages ago when I first started uploading, I'm gonna kind of take a look at those. I know some of the 14 bands, they're kind of cool, and I'm gonna keep those going, and keep those on there because people still like to watch us 14 bands, which is really cool. I actually need to go kind of take a look at those and kind of pick the bands off of there that actually got the more popular responses to the video that people were searching, because then I can do more reviews of those that band and kind of dive more into them. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. More movie reviews coming. I got one more and a season review coming, because I just started watching Sons of Anarchy. So season 1 review will be coming. I've been wanting to do that, get back into it and review the seasons. And get back to reviewing them, because I want to review TV shows, but I wasn't sure how to do it. And that's where I came to a conclusion to myself that I think season-wise would be the best way, because when you get done watching a season, you could, go on, if you wanted to stop, you could go on there and say, okay, well, what does this person think about this season? And you could go and just look, and there you go. I'd be right there talking about it. I'd be like, yeah, this season was amazing. There's a lot of guns and firing and stuff. All right, anyways. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. You know the routine. I shouldn't have to tell you. I gotta think of like a quote to where I don't say that, but tell you to do stuff down below, because I think that would be cool. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody that not say anything down below. They usually say something lately. But I think if I said something cool at the end, like, hey, do the YouTube stuff down below, that's going to be what I say from now on. Anyway, do all that jazz. You know what you got to do. I'll catch you guys later. More videos on the way. I'm on a tear. I'm on a tear. Video every day. I'm on a tear. It may be late at night. Hey, it still counts. Still counts. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Keep rocking. Keep on watching movies. Later.